Lake Fairfax is my local park, and this was the race that turned me on to cyclocross, so I had to race the Capital Cross Classic this past weekend in Reston, Virginia. The start grid was a mess for the 35 plus 345 race, the biggest field of the day. The race before had started late and gone an extra lap, so there was no time for a proper call-up. I got lucky and had a decent starter ahead of me. The first pinch of the course comes when we dip off the pavement into the grass, so I had to cut short my passing attempts here. After a pair of nice wide turns, we get to a very narrow turn that forced the group to go single file. While these choke points are frustrating, this one was necessary before a fast downhill paved section. I think I was probably somewhere in the mid-20s at this point in the race. After zipping down the hill, we ride across the slope and then hit the barriers to complete the top half of this new figure 8 course. Just to our left here was a major construction site as the county improves the park, so most of the course had to be redesigned for this year's race. But the next feature of the course was an old favorite, the Step Armored Hill Run. And this year it was a party with people in costume and bands playing at the top. Even at this point in the lap, I was fighting for position and trying to move up, especially since I knew that the next two features would be single file and would really slow the pack. They dubbed the first of these features the Serpentine, and it was a manageable slalom down a steep hill. That feeds into the Zombie Maker, which was appropriately named. It was a steep, root-covered, rocky climb that hurt on every lap. Adding to the pain was the fact that it was followed by a gradual gravel uphill. After that, we take a few quick turns, then head back into the woods to wind up for the classic Capital Cross feature, the Chute. Though it typically doesn't change the race much, it's a blast to have a little roller coaster in the middle of the course. On this rerouted course, we U-turned through a bit of wet grass, then headed up a very steep, very short climb back onto the breast of the dam to finish the bottom half of our figure 8. Unfortunately, somebody slipped ahead of me on lap 1, and things got dicey for a minute on this climb. After crossing the spillway, we hit a pair of downhill turns, then climb back up towards the team tents. A perilous U-turn follows, where it feels like you're swooping right onto the sidewalk. We then hop back onto the pavement and point uphill again to complete the lap. I figured that after the first lap I was likely in 9th or 10th position, but fighting for that position took its toll. I was beat after the first lap. I slowly lost a bit more position over the course of the next 5 laps, but held off a rider at the finish to hold on to 18th place on the day. I'll be back in action next week with the last race of my season, the Bike Kinetic Cross in Haymarket, Virginia.